How you doing? Tonight we're going to do a hamburger helper type meal actually, but it's going to be kicked up about 10 notches. You just got to see how we're going to do it, and we're going to make it, to where it's something that really does taste kind of good. We'll put some fresh ingredients in there. We're going to cook a little bit different from what they say, but it just goes to show you, every time you always have time to cook stuff from scratch. This is a real good way to make one of those box dinners into something pretty dang edible and pretty good. Pretty dang good, actually. Okay, first off, what we're going to start doing, we're going to brown some meat. I got a pound of ground beef. I got a pound of ground turkey. I got a pound of ground pork underneath here. The reason we're using so many different meats is going to give it a really good, the pork's going to give it some good flavor and texture. This turkey is actually going to add a lot of leanness to it, give it a little flavor as well. And of course, the ground beef is just what you normally use. This is some 80-20, this is some ground, just this dark meat turkey, or dark and white mix, and just some regular ground pork here. So we're going to go ahead and brown that off. Like I said, y'all, this is going to be good, real good. Another tip, when you're browning all this kind of meat like this, go ahead and mix it all together first, before it starts to really brown. That way, it'll brown evenly. Okay, now that it's starting to brown, that's good. Just start, break it up a little bit. You may have to drain the water off of it once or twice, because it won't brown good with all that liquid it produces. I had to drain off of here once, so that's fine. So just keep stirring it and let it brown down some more. Okay, now that it's had time to brown up for a couple more minutes, go ahead and pour it in the strainer, in the sink, or in the colander, and start on the rest of the ingredients. Okay, now I put that in the sink. Put about a tablespoon of oil in there. I'm going to go with a whole chopped onion, diced onion. I'm going to hit it with one whole orange bell pepper. Whatever color you like best. We're just going to saute that up for a minute. Let it cook down. Now, if you just have a chance to saute for a minute, go ahead and hit it with I've got a frozen, it was a chipotle pepper in adobo sauce. They come in a can, about 4 of them, 5 of them, I guess. So I normally don't use more than one. So when I open a can for another recipe, I take the other 3 that I don't use, and I just freeze them in a Ziploc bag. Well, you can do that with several cans in the same bag. When it comes time to use one, like now, you just break one of them off, a little corner, and that's what I've done. So that's just, that smoked jalapeno. It's going to give it a really nice taste. Also put some heat to it. I've got a can of Rotel that I drained. I'll put that in there as well. So it'll be nice and good together. Now I've got some jalapenos that I just diced up. Put a few of them in there. So we'll just let this saute for a minute. This is going to bring some real flavor. Okay, now that that's sauteed for a moment, I'm going to go ahead and add about 4.5 cups of hot water to it. Okay. I'm just going to leave that, turn my heat up, and I'm going to let this come to a slight boil. Okay, now once it's come to a boil like this, I'm going to go ahead and fish out my chipotles. Okay, they've given some seasoning. This thing will be a big slow cooked dish, so we don't want those big chipotles in there. Go ahead and find another one. You have these little 3 in there. And I said only 3 come in a can. It's usually more than that, I guess. They just all clump together. Okay? So we've got that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. Alright, I'm going to add some rice. I'll get a 1.5 or so of rice. This is 2 packets of that helper stuff, so how much of a rice comes in there? Okay, I'll stir that in a little bit. Then I'm going to add the seasoning from 2 packets of the helper with a little bit of taco seasoning on top as well. Everything blended in. let's go ahead and add this beef. Mix the pork, the turkey, and the beef. Okay, probably get back to my spoon now. Really good. You turn that in there a little bit. Now for the creaminess, I've got about 2 cups of milk. Oh gosh, mess with that milk, spilled out the back a little bit. Okay, so add that milk in there. Yeah, I'm going to stir this until it comes up back to a slight boil. It start bubbling again, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of fresh herb here. What I've got is some cilantro, okay? I like to put a little bit of cilantro on top, fresh cilantro. Now I'm going to turn it on down to low. So that'll be enough there. I'm going to cover it and let it sit here for about 20 minutes. Okay, now while that's cooking still, we're going to make us a little sauce. I think you've seen me do this before. It's kind of a sour cream based sauce. I'm going to take some salsa, favorite kind, whatever kind you want. Put about a tablespoon and a half in there. I've got, let's see, I guess I'm getting the sour cream now. And we'll add a good deal of sour cream to this. This is almost a cup. Yeah, this is a cup, about a cup of sour cream, okay? Cup of sour cream. A little bit of just chipotle chili pepper. But it, probably about a teaspoon. Now, some of this fresh cilantro we had. We can put some of that in there. Go ahead and stir a little bit. Be real good. Get that mixed in just a bit there. Some more finger. That's good. Alright, now take some hot sauce. It's kind of like this sriracha here. I like a good bit. I like mine. A good bit of heat in it. Alright, I'm going to stir all this in. It's going to be really good. Now it's going to thin this out a little bit. What we're going to do, we're going to put this back in the refrigerator, let it firm up before we put it on our nice little wraps here. So anyway, just kind of fold that over. And this is really good on any kind of fajitas, anything. Awesome. Or you can dip some of those frozen taquitos or all that kind of stuff in this. Great. And it tastes perfect. Okay, there we go. Now I'll put that in the refrigerator and let it cool off. Okay, now we've been simmering for about 20 minutes. We'll go ahead and take the top off, kill the heat, give it a good stir, make sure nothing's sticking to the pan, and we'll let this sit for about 10 minutes. And what that's going to allow is going to allow this to thicken up a little bit. It's still going to be plenty hot, trust me. Let this sit for a minute. Okay, I got me a tortilla all hot here. Go ahead and give me some of this. Man, this is some good stuff. Let's mix, nice big scoop full. Maybe a little bit more right there. Okay, put me a little bit of fresh cilantro on there, like that. Maybe a little bit of this queso cheese. This will be real good. Oh yeah. Now a dollop of this sour cream that I flavored up earlier. Well, that's gonna really give it a nice kick, creaminess. Really good stuff, I'm telling y'all. Okay. Get this out the way. Let's roll it up. Careful with tucking in them sides. Wow. Might have made it too big. That's alright though. Let's roll it up like that. Nice soft tortilla. Put some chips on the side. Man, this is gonna be good. With some corn chips. We're getting right into this bad boy. Okay, get some of this goodness there. Some of that filling. Sour cream, everything. Put there on a chip. Tell you what, this is some good stuff. It really is. You know, we started out just doing this from a mix. Just, you know, you can't always cook from scratch. You can't always avoid using a mix all the time. This is a great way to turn a mix something really dull into something really good. You gotta try this.